We need real men in America today. They're missing. And because of that, society is falling apart. I told you yesterday about a story out of Florida. A young teenager by the name of Trayvon Martin was shot dead by a guy by the name of George Zimmerman. Trayvon, according to the story, was visiting his father and stepmother there in Florida, and they live behind a gated area. And according to the story, Trayvon, 17 years old, was returning back home, and George saw him hanging out around there or something was going on. We don't know all the details yet. And George saw him, and apparently they confronted each other. George called 911 and said that this guy was out there. He looked suspicious. They confronted each other. We don't know exactly what happened during the confrontation yet. There's an ongoing investigation of this. By the time the police arrived at the scene, Trayvon Martin was dead. He was dead. And now the so-called civil rights leaders and the black folks down in Florida and around the country are rallying, and they want this guy George in jail, and they want to revoke his concealed weapon license. And they don't really know all the details. They don't know what the details are, but because it's a white-on-black situation, I thought I had heard that George was Hispanic, but this morning I heard that he was white, so I don't really know his color. But it was a white-on-black situation, and now the godless black leaders, along with the hypnotized black people, are protesting, and they are having rallies around the country. Last night they had held town hall meetings with the Florida chapter of the NAACP and others, and this is evil. This is nothing but evil. I got a call, by the way, from one of my sons. He said, "Hey, Pops, what do you think about the situation with Trayvon Martin and George Zimmerman? Do you see now that it's racist?" I said, "No, son, I have no proof that it's racist. It had anything to do with the boy being black. There's no proof of it at all. But come on, Pop, you need to relax," or something like that. It's a white-on-black situation. The guy shot the boy simply because he was black. I said, "But you don't know that. There's no proof yet." Here is a report about the rallying all over the country. This was from WFTV, Channel 9, Eyewitness News.
The shooting death of Trayvon Martin continues to make headlines around the country this morning, and today rallies are scheduled in Seminole County to show support for the family of the 17-year-old who was fatally shot by a vigilante. Eyewitness News This Morning's Tim Barbary is live in Sanford, and Tim, university students from across the state are expected to gather in the next few hours.
That's right, George. And everyone from last night's protest in Brevard County and everyone that's coming here to the police station or the courthouse, they want the same thing. They want the state attorney to file charges because they say the shooting was murder. Rallies for the late Trayvon Martin are popping up from Seminole to Brevard County.
Justice for Trayvon! Justice for Trayvon!
This was the scene last night at St. James AME Church in Titusville. Although it's miles away from where George Zimmerman shot and killed the 17-year-old last month in Sanford, Brevard County shares the same state attorney.
It was a serious issue, and we needed a big crowd, and they came through.
After the vigil, the entire congregation marched to the nearby historic courthouse of Titusville.
Justice for Trayvon!
Justice for Trayvon. Where were these people when the black mobs were going around the country deliberately attacking white people because they were white? And they were saying it out loud, so it wasn't a secret. They were robbing white people, businesses, going in there and just taking things away from white folks, beating up white people in some cases. Where were these people then? Where are these people when it's black-on-black crime every day in the inner cities around the country? Blacks are killing blacks. Why is it that they're not out there protesting that? Why don't they protest when black people kill white people? There are more black people killing white people than white people killing blacks. Where are these wicked, evil, hating, racist black people then? And how come they can't see that they are brainwashed with that word racist? And that's how the NAACP and others are able to just galvanize them whenever they want to use them for their own personal gain. You got to wake up, America. You're hypnotized and don't know it. These people, every time it's a white-on-black situation, they come out of the woodwork, but they don't come out when it's black-on-black or black-on-whites. How come you don't see that what's going on here? This is evil. This is racist. And I've told you for the last 22 years that most black people are racist, that they are dumbed down and brainwashed and don't even know it. And the NAACP and the so-called black leadership use them whenever they want to. When these type of incidents happen, it's like milk and honey to the NAACP and the godless black preachers and others. They love these incidents. According to Fox News Latino, George Zimmerman, the shooter, George Zimmerman's father said that George is a Spanish-speaking minority with many black family members and friends who would be the last to discriminate against for any reason whatsoever. And I have an excellent soundbite that I'm going to play for you after a while to show you what I'm talking about. These rallies that they're holding and trying to get this man's concealed weapon license revoked, they want him in jail. It's all hypocrisy. It's all evil. Because if these people were sincere and if they love people in the way that we should love one another, they would protest black on black crime. They would come in droves and protest black on black crime. When it's black on white crime, they would protest. But no, they do none of that. They are being controlled by the NAACP, the Congressional Black Caucus, and these godless black preachers who are not called by God. This is evil. And unless you start telling black people the truth, America will suffer even more so. You haven't seen nothing yet. All right? This is evil. This is not good. Here's the information about rallies and what's happening with the shooting.
Back in Sanford, another rally by students from schools like UCF and FAMU is expected to start at 9 o'clock. Everyone rallying wants George Zimmerman arrested. Last month, he called 911 to report a suspicious black man walking through his Twin Lakes community. That black man was Trayvon. He was walking home from a nearby store only with a bag of Skittles and an iced tea.
They always get away.
Are you following him?
Yeah.
Okay, we don't need you to do that.
A few minutes later, Trayvon was dead.
This reporter called George Zimmerman a vigilante. Nobody knows what really happened yet. The FBI and everybody and their mama are getting involved with this issue. Remember back sometime a couple weeks ago, maybe a month at best, there was an incident where a white teen was doused with gasoline and he was told, "You deserve this, white boy." And this was done by black boys. I want you to hear the soundbite just to remind you.
New at 9, a 13-year-old is back home tonight after two teens poured gasoline on him and lit him on fire. This happened yesterday in the 2200 block of Quincy Avenue, just after school ended at East High. KMBC 9's Rebecca Gannon is live near the scene at the Kansas City East Patrol Station. Rebecca?
Oh, good evening. The boy lives with his family just a few minutes away from here, and I spoke with the boy this afternoon. He is doing well. Now, he and his family know he is quite lucky to be home tonight, let alone be alive, after being set on fire almost 24 hours ago. The family knows this story could have had a much, much different outcome.
My 5-year-old this morning came in and asked me, "Mom, am I going to get set on fire today?" I was in tears.
Melissa Kuhn says what happened on Tuesday afternoon has affected her family forever. 24 hours after it happened, you can still see and smell the gas can. Proof of what happened to her 13-year-old son. She says he left East High School Tuesday afternoon, and near the stadium, he noticed two other teens following him up Quincy Avenue. As he got home,
and they rushed him up on the porch as he was trying to get the door open. He poured the gasoline and then flicked the bic and said, "This is what you deserve. You get what you deserve, white boy."
The two suspects ran away, and the 8th grader put the fire out with the shirt off of his back. He spent several hours in the Children's Mercy burn unit.
You could smell the burnt skin, you could smell the burnt hair, it just smelled, that's horrible.
Now, Kuhn says that she and her family will move and her son will not return to East High, in part because he believes his attackers are actually students at the same high school he attends.
And if you notice, the reporter didn't say black teams. She said two teams dashed gas on this boy. They didn't say black teams. But we know the color of George Zimmerman. We know his race right away. I want to quickly go to soundbite C. Lots of people are signing petitions to prosecute shooter.
This is the online petition we showed you on Friday to get the state attorney to prosecute George Zimmerman. The petition had 230,000 signatures then. Right now, it has more than 350,000. Reporting live in downtown Sanford in Seminole County, Tim Barber, Eyewitness News, this morning.
Reverend Dames from the St. James AME Church said he'd like to see charges filed against Zimmerman as soon as this week. Until then, he says there will be more rallies so Trayvon's case doesn't get lost in the system.
Amazing stuff, huh? This is evil. These people who are rallying and protesting are evil people. This is not about love. This is not about justice. This is about getting back at the white man. This is the hatred of black Americans toward white folks and brainwashing of black Americans by Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson and all these people. That's what this is about. It's not good for America. It's really not good for America. I want to play for you this last soundbite that I have. Trayvon's parents plan to go to a rally organized by Satan himself, Al Sharpton.
We found out Trayvon's parents will be back in Central Florida Thursday to attend a rally organized by the Reverend Al Sharpton. This is being held at the First Shiloh Missionary Baptist Church in Sanford. It begins Thursday evening at 7 o'clock.
National law enforcement experts have also questioned the Sanford Police Department's investigation into this shooting. Experts said comments from the recently released 911 calls make them question whether George Zimmerman was drunk or on drugs during the shooting.
It really concerns me that Mr. Zimmerman appeared adamant about pursuing Trayvon Martin with really not sufficient cause.
The Sanford Police Department says it stands behind its investigation.
This is evil. White folks, you got to get over your fear. This is not going to end until you say no more. This is Al Sharpton. Why would the parents go to Satan himself for help? This is all about race. It's all about black people hating white people. And it's about the so-called godless leadership using black people. When this incident happened, I guarantee you, those so-called black leaders smiled. They had a big smile on their faces. I guarantee you that. Where were these people when, as I said earlier, black mobs were attacking white folks around the country? Even the media would not say black teens. They didn't go into the color thing.